To get started with creating your account, select Login from the upper right and select the applicant. This is going to redirect you to the NY.gov ID system. If you already have a NY.gov ID, please enter your username and password on the page. If you do not have an NY.gov ID, please select Create an Account. This is going to navigate you to a selection. Please select Personal and sign up for a personal NY.gov ID. You will then fill out a series of pieces of information to create your account. After it is created, you can then navigate back to the portal to begin applying for housing opportunities. After you have logged in, you will be on the main page where you have several different options. You can update your housing profile or go to the advanced search to search against all listings. You will notice that at the bottom of the page, the listings for you is currently not populated because a housing profile has not been set up yet. To set up a housing profile, let's click Update Housing Profile. That is going to bring us into our household information. You will see that I have my individual that is currently the only primary member in this household. By opening this up, I can add in additional information for my account, including indicating my student status, my birth date, whether I have a disability and need accommodations, as well as any of my address information. My address information and contact preferences are down here as well, showing cell phone, home and work phone. At the bottom, we will need to add an income for each member that it is relevant for. By opening that up, we can create and select an income source, the most common being full-time or part-time or self-employment. But please also remember that there are many different types of income, and all will be considered as part of this, so please fill this out completely. We're going to add a full-time employment. We can search for an employer address to add that, and then we will also add in our income start date as well. Now we will add the income amount. Please enter the income according to the frequency that you receive it. I am going to add in $2,000 received biweekly, and you will see that it calculates out the annual income on the right side of the screen. By clicking Save Changes, it is going to add that income. Please continue adding additional incomes until all of your income sources are represented. Within Assets, you'll click Add Asset. Please select the type of asset that you have and enter the amount of that asset. Please continue adding all the additional assets for your account by clicking Save Changes. Any validation required will then now have you enter that in. Once complete, go down and save changes to complete out your profile. This will now reflect here your information. Now we can add any additional members to our household by clicking the Add Household Member button. Here we will enter the information of this individual who is part of our household. After filling out the information, I will click the Save Member button. Now this member can have income or assets added to them or leave them at zero if there is no income or assets for that individual. Please continue until your entire household profile is created. To search for housing, start on this homepage. Click on the button in the lower right-hand corner that says View All Listings and Advanced Search. This will bring up a screen that displays listings that are currently open. At the top, you have the ability to enter or select different criteria to filter your results. This includes hearing, vision adapted, and mobility accessible units. You can check and uncheck the boxes to filter for accessible units. You can also click Show Advanced Filters for more filter options. Scroll down this page to select any number of amenities, preferences, and vouchers that you would like to filter your results by. The list below will adjust accordingly. If you would like to clear your selections, you can simply click Clear Filters. After you've done a search and found a property that interests you, you can simply click on it to open it and see all of the details for this listing. On this page, you have multiple options available to you. You can apply now, download flyer, or download paper application. Further down the page, you will see all of the details for this particular listing, including important dates, accessibility information, eligible income ranges, and unit types. Most importantly, you can see how to apply. Please note that some of these listings will direct you to a third-party website in order to apply, while you can apply to other listings directly on HousingSearch. Once you have found a listing and you are ready to apply, click the Apply Now button. If the application is hosted on the HousingSearch portal, you will be taken through a series of questions and steps to fill in information. Click Next to continue through the application process. Here you see that the system has brought in the household members that are part of your household profile. You can see that everything has been brought forth from your earlier entry. All this information has been confirmed. Scroll down and click Save Changes. Once everyone has been updated, you can click Save and Continue. A new window will appear. Select whether your household has any transferable tenant-based rental subsidies. If you select yes, you may select an option underneath. If you select no, you do not need to make a selection. Once all of the information has been confirmed, click Save and Continue. You can then choose to enter demographics. This is optional and will not affect the processing of your application. Click Save and Continue when you are ready. Lastly, if you have any unit type preference, please select them here. Selecting Set Aside Preferences and Preferences items on this screen will notify the housing provider that your household has the need for a specific unit in their development. Please note that entering a unit preference does not guarantee that the housing provider will offer you the unit size you prefer. Your household must also qualify for the unit type based on household size and composition. If special circumstances apply, you may request a reasonable accommodation supported by verifiable documentation at the time of processing. Once everything is accurate, you can click Next. This will bring you to the final declaration page where you can read the agreement and click I agree, then click Submit Application. Assuming that you have applications in the system, from your home screen, click View My Applications. In this case, we have multiple applications. I'll show you different responses from the housing provider you may see on your screen after you have submitted an application. To view an application, click on the application number. You'll then see this screen. Note application status is submitted. You can scroll down to see the basic information and the status overview. If you have changed your mind and no longer wish to be considered for this listing, you can withdraw your application by clicking here. A confirmation box will pop up and you should press OK. You may also see a status of Selected for Review. This is when the housing provider is processing your application and will be in contact with you on and/or outside of the system. The processing of your application requires they request, review, and verify documentation to ensure and support your household's current eligibility for the development. You can see that status reflected here. Another application status you may see is Unit Offered. Now please note a housing provider will already be in communication with you directly outside of this website about the offered unit. You will most likely go in person to view the unit. You may submit paperwork and take some other steps. This will allow you the opportunity to decide whether you would like to accept the unit. This screen displays basic information about the offer, but your chance to learn the details comes from your direct contact with the housing provider. You can decide to accept the unit by clicking here. Or you can reject the unit by clicking here. If you would like to take your application out of the running entirely, you can click the Withdrawal button. Please note that rejecting a unit means you are declining the specific unit they are offering, but you still want to remain in consideration for another unit in that same building. You have to confirm directly with the housing provider how many units you are allowed to reject. Keep in mind that the housing provider must offer you at least 2 units before they're able to reject your application due to no interest, but they may opt to offer more than that at their discretion. Withdrawal means that you're totally taking yourself off the list for consideration for any unit in the building. Another status you may see is Closed. This means that your application has been rejected. Scroll down to learn more information and see the rejection reason. If you do not agree with the rejection, you can appeal. Scroll back up the page to click Appeal the decision and then click OK. The specifics of the appeal process are handled outside of the system, meaning you should contact the housing provider directly to appeal and provide documentation to support your appeal. If at any point the housing provider asks you to provide additional documentation and upload files through the site, here is how you do it. From the My Account page, click on the application number. Scroll down slightly so that you can see these selections. Click on Files and then click on Upload Files. Accept the terms and conditions and click Next, and then you can upload your files. Also, make sure that you write in a description of what you're sending them and then click Submit. Once you've submitted those, you will see your document here.